I made a radio version of this music. If you press this button, we will show the individual stems. I could grab this vocal in here by pressing my Option key. Let's put the original vocal and let them sing together.
Whoa. Whoa.
Cool, eh? So this is making a mashup with DJ Studio. It's really fun.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. What's up? We're having an awesome workshop tonight, live and interactive here on Zoom. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for signing up. I've got my man, Aaron Trailer here. What's up? He's tuning in from Nashville. How are we feeling?
Man, it's been a minute, a little rusty. I'm so hyped for tonight. We're spanning the globe. You understand? We're not just talking to the US team. We're talking abroad. Dom, is that correct?
That's right. That's right. We actually have Fleur and Seabrand tuning in all the way from Europe. It's 2 a.m. their time, but they're making time for us Americans. They have amazing technology that we just can't get enough of. A lot of our members have already been like starting to check it out. Ragoza, one of the reasons like I knew this was like a thing is like Ragoza reached out to me and said, this app is going to save me like hundreds of hours in this next year creating my mega mixes. Yeah. And as soon as he told me that, I was like, people need to know about this.
Well, it was also for me, the system we're about to show tonight. There was a software that I used to use back in the day that they no longer make, that really frustrated me. When they stopped making it, I was like, there's got to be a solution. And I think, boy, have I found it. I found something old. We brought it back to life again, but we've just added a layer of 10x all over it. And we're just going to wait for the room to warm up, maybe hit that happy 200 spot, maybe get 200 people in the room. I would say, do me a favor, in the chat, look for the link and share it with a DJ buddy, share it with somebody who is more importantly a music lover. They don't have to be a DJ. It would be nice if they were. DJs in the chat, throw a 1 in the chat. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're a DJ. Nice to see you. Joey, Christine, Joey, Grant, Cedric, Todd Sickmiller, good to see you. Sharisa, Kenneth, yeah. Joey.
And also, okay, next assignment, where are you guys tuning in from? I saw somebody was here from the Netherlands, which is amazing. I'm also curious to see how many Europeans we have. We got East Coast, we got Boston, we got England here. What's up? Virginia Beach, Canada. Oh my gosh, this is
wow.
Okay, we have somebody from Turkey. I just saw Turkey. I saw Brazil. I saw the UK, California, Texas, Australia. What's up? San Francisco, Louisiana, Atlanta, right down the street. Okay, Tennessee, Lebanon, yes. Tennessee, not Lebanon, the country. Is there anybody from Lebanon? New Jersey, what's up? North Carolina, Chicago. This is international. Let's go. Hawaii. What's up?
Tell them where you're from, Dom.
I'm tuning in from Atlanta. What's up? Represent East Coast. Miami. Cool. All right, we're at 200 people basically.
Hey, we did it. That wasn't hard at all. Excellent. I'm so hyped for tonight. This is great.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We have a lot to throw at you guys tonight. We're going to show you how to make your own edits, mashups, and mix shows in half the time with the new DAW for DJs, DJ Studio. We are going to be introducing you here shortly to the founders of DJ Studio. They're tuning in all the way from, I think they're in England right now, but they're based out of the Netherlands. And yes, it is 2 a.m. for them right now. They're so excited to show you guys this. They stayed up all night. They're cranking coffee or whatever they drink, and maybe tea in England. I don't know. Aaron, take it away.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and outright say what's up to the people who may know the Crate Hackers. If you are a Crate Hacker, throw the 1 in the chat. That's what most may know me for. Otherwise, I'm a 25-year veteran DJ. And wow, look at all the rain, and we'll keep it going. I love all the ones. Eugene, what? Kevin, what? Corey? Yeah. All right. So Crate Hackers would never have begun were it not for my experience with radio and clubs. I think I wore headphones at one point for 18 hours a day. Just if I wasn't doing radio, I was doing clubs. If I wasn't doing clubs, I was doing radio. And then all of a sudden the world's merged and boom, Crate Hackers. So you got this. And I think one of the reasons why they brought me in tonight was because They see me as that guy who's always on the cutting edge of technology. How many of you keep the ones raining in the chat? More ones if you had the metaverse headset. Metaverse headset. Anybody? Andy had one. Slowing down. It's slowing down. Dominic, Dom, you never used your metaverse headset. I tried so hard to have you join me, but
I know.
yeah,
I got
didn't
banned
really,
from Facebook a couple years ago, and it threw a wrench in the works.
Well, so anyway, cutting edge. I
I'll back
tried
up.
that. I thought, could we do that for DJing? But then let me ask you in the chat, Beat Source. Who remembers Beat Source? You using that? Anybody? Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm always looking at the cutting edge of music, and it's really exciting to bring in tonight somebody who I think is just going to be larger than the metaverse, in my opinion, on par with some of the cutting edge technology like Beat Source, like some of my friends Mixed in Key, like some of the heavy hitters out there that you really need to pay attention to. These the visionaries, they turned a lot of heads in Atlantic City just a couple of days ago. They did the DJ.Studio presentation, and a lot of people are either with us today, want to see the replay. We're going to do exactly what we did in case you missed it. But I'm going to bring up Sebrin. Now, Sebrin, really interesting friend. This man I want to learn more about, and we're going to dive in tonight and find out more about this guy. But he is a serial software entrepreneur. Can you believe this? He's the first person to provide internet to Holland. I want to hear this story someday, but he was the first internet provider, and he did all of this from his attic in Holland. Crazy, right? He also provided 85% of all the schools with his software. So he really furthered the education out there with all of what he provided. He also built App Machine. And App Machine, you can Google it. It was one of those companies that got sold. In fact, this is one of his successful exits, one of 3, if I remember, many of which got sold to some of the big S&P 500s. So this guy, on top of all of this, loves music. And he wants to be a DJ. And you're going to see that throughout this DNA. I really want to preface this by saying to you tonight that we're not going to take the place of a DJ. We never have, we never will. Personality robots. I was talking to a guy who was cutting my hair today. He's like, are we ever going to lose our jobs? I'm like, man, I'm never going to get a robot a razor. It's not going to happen. You get me? We're going to enhance you. We're going to 10x you tonight with DJ.Studio. As a bonus, if you stick around, DJ Ragoza. This man, the 20-year veteran DJ, accomplished editor, mix show creator, co-founder of the Dangerous DJ School. Dangerous DJs unite. One in the chat. One in the chat. If you're up in there, what's up?
I see the Dangerous DJs in the chat.
Thank
What's
you.
up, Sarah?
Angel, Spy,
Yeah, Spy.
Hooker, what's up? Yeah. This is a
Yeah, what up?
three-time DMC champion, an editor for Direct Music Service. The one and only DJ Ragoza is tonight going to show you how he uses this DAW for DJs and create mashups and, more importantly, radio mixes in half the time. So let me break it down for you. Where we're at today and where we're no longer going to be. We have 4 options at this moment. We can make a DJ mix with 4 tools at our disposal. Currently, the most popular, the one right in front of me here, a DJ controller, maybe some turntables. But for the most part, you have to play live and then maybe have Audacity or Cool Edit or Ableton running in the background, and you're trying to perfect the mix. Many of you do perfect the mix. Many of you are phenomenal DJs, but how many of you have maybe messed up a transition from time to time? You're like, oh man, I got to go back and do this over again. Well, okay. What if you have a deadline? Worse still, radio mix show guys like, hey man, I need a mix show this weekend. Where is it? Or a club is like, hey man, I want to hear your personality. Where's your mixtape? Oh, dang, I got to go. Okay, so you got that option for you right now. One option is your DJ controller and your software. 1 hour of mixing costs 1 hour of time. Now, let me see in the chat, how many of you have used Ableton? Put a 1 in the chat for Ableton. Eugene, Ragoza, Bobby, Ryan, Spy. Okay. Scale of 1 to 10. Just a scale of 1 to 10. How easy is it to use? For me, I'm going to say 1 being really hard, 10 being super easy. 10 being super easy. I'm going to say it's a 1 for me. It's really challenging, especially for a DJ. It is not meant for a DJ. You have to kind of hack it for it to work for a DJ, but it was never meant for the DJ. We can't really debate that because it was meant for the people who threw a track down, wanted to multi-layer, wanted to add instruments. Okay, so option number 2 was to use a DAW. Now, we talked about this earlier. Number 3, who remembers Mixmeister? 1 in the chat if you remember Mixmeister. Right? A few of you do. Crazy, right? I saw somebody say, haha. Yo, this came in handy in a pinch. There would be times where I was hosting for Vegas and Nashville. There was a time where I was doing these radio mix shows. And again, under a crunch, under a deadline, all the while doing weddings, all the while doing those 3 a.m. clubs. I was out of time. There was no way I was going to do a mix show for Vegas, a mix show for Nashville, plus remember the bride's names, plus all. So you get my point. Mixmeister came in clutch. Then all of a sudden, Mixmeister bit the dust. It's kind of funny if you go to their Facebook fan page, you'll see that they've got so many people begging for them to bring it back. You know, what happened? Well, I don't know. It was just like, company takeovers. They sold out, deprecated, moved on, just stopped update. So sad. Okay, option number 3, out the door. I used that for 15 years, by the way. So at the options right now, we've got DAWs for DJs, Mixmeister not supported anymore. You got Fruity Loop Studio, Ableton, Logic Pro. You got this time-consuming software like Rekordbox. Shout out to all the Rekordbox DJs out there. Virtual DJ, Serato. Yeah, all great. Gets the talent out there, no doubt. But does it save the talent time? Tonight, I'm going to bring to you the 4th option. DJ.Studio is now a DAW for DJs. And I promise, if you stick around to the end, we're going to hook you up. Oh, man, we have such money-saving opportunities for you and time-saving quality. Allow me to present to you all the way from their boat. They're on a boat right now, literally on a boat. Is it in England right now? From Holland, straight from Holland to England. Siebrand, Fleur, welcome to the Cray Hackers channel. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. Well, thank you everybody for taking the time at 2 a.m. for us to have a look at the DJ Studio. I'm Siebrand. I'm the creator of DJ Studio, the founder of DJ Studio, together with a team of 20 people. Half of them are developers, and we try to become the go-to DAW for DJs. We're pretty young. We're now 1 year and a half on the market, and I think we made some good progress, and we listen to DJs and we make something specifically for DJs and not for producers, and that's a big difference. So that's how we came with option number 4 after 15 years using Mixmeister and being frustrated that there were no updates and the whole world progressed except Mixmeister. So we took the challenge to make a DAW for DJs. So in this DAW, we connect to your local music libraries. Most DJs already have a music library, so whatever you have, Rekordbox, Serato, Traktor, you check the box and we connect to those databases. We connect to online services. We have Beatport and BeatSource integration. And really proud of it that in this early stage, we already got the recognition from these companies that they allow us to stream the music. We're now integrating SoundCloud. Finally, it took us 2 years to get to this point, but SoundCloud Go and SoundCloud DJ, maybe we can already present it at Amsterdam Dance Event in October. We integrate more or less with Spotify. We can transfer your Spotify playlist into a Beatport or Beat Source playlist, so we can find the tracks for you from those lists. We have a 1001 tracklist integration. That's also nice. When famous DJs play their gigs, you will see the tracklist on 1001 tracklists. We have it natively integrated, and we can transfer it to a Beatport or a Beat Source playlist for you. We help you order your tracks. In my Mixmeister time, it took me a night on Beatport buying about 50 tracks, and then hours and hours aligning what the order would be of the tracks before I started mixing, and it was a hell of a job. Well, we help you order your playlist. We created an algorithm for it, some AI, where we can come up with the best possible harmonic list that's also ordered on tempo, and that's pretty difficult, and you have lots of options to do it.
I do like that part, and that's one of the things I want to kick off tonight's demonstration with. If you could open up slide 11 for me real quick, Siebrand. I'm going to pit Siebrand up with 3 challenges here. We're going to set him up with our goal. And our goal today is to produce a full-length mix. We're going to create a mashup, and then we're going to produce a redrum. And we're going to sort of have a time limit. I want to make sure you see all the bells and whistles, and also can make sure that he's sharing the screen. Otherwise, I do have it on backup if you don't have it, Siebrand.
I have a few more slides over here before I jump into the software, if that's okay with you.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the timeline view of DJ Studio. We have 2 decks, deck 1 and deck 2. It's important. A lot of people ask, can we get more decks? But in our opinion, the decks control the tempo of the mix. So we do have some sample lanes where you can add extra tracks or samples, but the decks control the tempo. And in the middle, we have the transition window, and this is where the transition is happening. So all automation is going into this window. The track behind the transition window is cut off, and the track in front of the transition window is also cut off. We do stem separation in the same transition window, so you can separate the drums, the bass, the melody, and the vocals. And like I already mentioned, we do beat gridding. We have AI created where we can find the beats in old disco songs and in songs that are not created in Ableton. If you take Come On Eileen, for example, going from 107 BPM to 214 BPM, you see it climbing over here, but you also see that it's not steady. This is from the time that people recorded music live, and we're able to identify those beats. We can follow those beats, or we can make sure that those beats follow a modern track. So we can synchronize old songs with new beats. Really cool. So if you look at the workflow of DJ Studio, we have the tracks. You get them from online services or from your hard disk. You select all the tracks that you want to have in your mix, and that's different than the traffic light system you use on your decks. You select all 20, 30, 40 tracks, then you press Automix. We will order them harmonically for you, and then you can focus on your transitions. And once you're ready with your transitions, you can export it to an MP3 or a WAV file as one mix. You can export it as a video to YouTube. We can bring it back to Ableton if you want to do your radio show in there. And we export it to Mixcloud, to SoundCloud, or we can bring it back as a playlist to your live performance software. So that's all the slides. And now I'd like to jump into the software.
This will be fun too, because we're going to give him a challenge. I threw in a couple of songs that I wanted to hear in this radio mix. And he mentioned earlier, but the combinations and the mixable order that you know, create hackers love. We love to be able to see what songs fit at the right place at the right time. So what I did was I said, I love the song Murder on the Dance Floor. Remember the song from the Saltburn movie? it's infectious. It's a great song. And I said, you know, let's spice it up. Let's throw it into a mix. And that's going to be our first goal for the first 10, 15 minutes or so. We're going to watch him begin this radio mix. And then if you like what you see, stick around because DJ Ragoza will enhance this 10x style towards the top of the hour. Sebrin?
Okay, thank you. So the DJ Studio home screen, here you see your projects. On the left side, you see the different music sources, the project types you can create. Every project consists of tracks in there. You have a history every time. This project is only one time, but every time you press Control S or Command S, it will be in here, and you can also go back in time with your projects. You have a library in here, and in the library I configured my Apple Music, mixed in key, record box, and we've got a Beatport in here. My record box, these are my playlists. We read them live from the record box database. So you can select the tracks in here, listen to the tracks, and you can select them to create a new project. So let's see, here is the Murder on the Dance Floor. So now I selected 37 tracks, and those tracks are added to my playlist. This playlist, you see the title, the artist, some transition info, and then you see the key, and the keys of the tracks are analyzed by Mixed in Key. For the people who own Mixed in Key, you can integrate Mixed in Key so that we use their key analysis instead of our own key analysis system. The tracks in here, a 4A, a 7A, you can drag them around. This 4A could be over there, and this way you can try to order your playlist in a harmonic way. You can select the tracks in here, and you see the compatibility with the other tracks, the other options you have. You can listen to it in here. You can pitch it up to semitones or pitch it down to semitones if you want. You can use final mode as well. So then we simply add 6% to the tempo, and this way you can make tracks more compatible with each other. This dragging around, let's say I have Moon Racer, and this has to be my first track. And let's go to this magic auto mix button. It's a stupid name because it's not auto mixing, it's auto order. So lots of people say, AI, I don't want it. I want to do it myself. We only help you order your playlist. For the ordering, we use the Camelot wheel, and the basic version of the Camelot wheel is what Digital DJ Tips Phil Morse calls is fuzzy mixing. So from an 8, you can go to a 9 or to a 7. And those are the only options you have, just like you see in Recordbox, the traffic light system. If you go one step further, you see the mood mixing. The mood mixing is described by Jakov, the creator of Mixed in Key, in his book. And he gives more options. From a C major, you can go up to a D major, for example. Then you're stepping up 2 semitones. So the chance of a collision is a bit bigger than only the 9B, but it's giving more energy to the crowd. And that's important. You can even go from a C major, I don't know if you knew, but to a D flat major. And then all notes will go 1 semitone up. So you have 100% clash, guaranteed a clash, and it will sound off tone when you mix it. But if you do a drop swap, imagine if all tones go up, just like Carnival's hits, la, 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 and then la, 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 that's 1 semitone up. So the whole crowd goes, woo, and hey, why are we doing this? I mean, we don't even know the song. Well, that's because of the energy you can get from the changes in the keys in the scales. So we take that in account. Then we have a transition presets. So when you put the tracks in your project, we can already set a bass swap or a crossfade, or if I created a ping pong, whatever basic version you want to have of your transition and where you want to have them placed. And then we have the playlist ordering. Well, I'd like to do the mood mixing. You can prioritize on tempo. Then we have a tolerance of 2 BPM difference between tracks. And within those BPMs, we order on key. Or you can go completely on key. Then we don't have a limit on BPM. But the best is have it somewhere in the middle where we have a tolerance of 4 BPM up and down, and we try to order on key. If you have a slow computer or you have a really long list, you can give the algorithm a bit more time. 15 seconds is good normally. And I'd like to start with Moon Dancer. That's my opening track. And so that's a 4A that the algorithm needs to start.
This is my favorite part right here. Look at the screen, everyone. Look at this. It's auto mixing with millions of combinations. Right before you put it into the studio, you can see it going to work right here on this screen. I love it.
So now on my computer, I made 240 million mix combinations. And what you see is that we have a list that is ordered almost perfectly correctly. There is one exception from 4 to 8 to 7, and we have a solver, and this solver can look in your library and says, hey, if you want to go from a 4A to an 8A, you need a 6A or a 7B in the middle. And looking at the tempo range, one of these tracks could be added to your list. Well, now that the list is ordered harmonically correctly, here is my Murder on the Dance Floor, Aaron.
Nice, thank you.
You can go to the studio. And in the studio, you see the 2 decks in here. You see a few sample lanes. You can open the sample lanes and you see a voiceover lane. Anything you put in the voiceover lane will be sidechained on the master volume. So it's docking only the frequencies used in the sample in the voiceover lane. So that's easy for your radio show. In here we see Murder on the Dance Floor. Let's have a listen. And these tracks, let me grab this one. You see the phrase information. We imported it from Recordbox. And by clicking a phrase, you select a block already. So let's say you want to do a radio mix and you want to do a shorter version. You can select this one, shift, select over here, delete it, and let's see if I cursor in. You see you can cursor in really far on the waveforms and delete it. And now I made a radio version of this music. So it's easy editing in here. I am a Control-C, Control-V guy, so this is a way you can do it, or you can select the block and loop it, show the stems of this block, or do other cool things with it. The Murder on the Dance Floor track in here, you see the music. It is indeed a cool track, Aaron. Here you see the transition window, and you can grab this transition window and you can drag it over the outgoing track. And the same you can do over here. So this is where you decide where the transition of the music should happen. And I selected a bass swap, and let me zoom in on this one. I selected the bass swap and a volume crossfade. Here you see the crossfade 50%. We have some presets that you can set for the crossfade. There's the bass swap with 0 leaving out, or 1 beat, or 2 beats, or 4 beats. So visually, I know I want to be here, and I can set the transition length to 16, and this could be a nice place to do the transition. And well, let's have a listen what's going on over here. Yeah, there's a vocal clash, so let's move it over here now. You see I left the 4 beats out in here and then giving the bass back. This bass swap, you can place it where you want to have it, and it will follow. We have effects in here, filter effects, noise, have some cue starts, some loops in here. I can add a riser, so in the middle now.
Wow.
So this is how easy you can set the transition. And once you are happy with the transition, we have a lock button in here, and now it is locked and you can't make any changes. So you don't regret, oh my God, what did I do? I crafted it. Over here, you see that the tracks are locked, and I can't add tracks in between them, so they stay together. Even if you use Automix again, if you add new tracks, it will respect the lock blocks. And so now I have a lock of 3 in there, and I can have a lock in here as well. And the Automix will respect these locks.
Sebren, you got to see the chat right now. Like, people are just like going like mind blown emojis.
Thank you.
Real quickly, let's assume that you've done your crossfades and you're locking and you've got the perfect mix, right? Take us really quickly through the process of exporting. Can you do this to an MP3? Can you upload it anywhere else? Show me what you can do with exporting.
Demo mix. So you can save a project as a mix or as a mashup. A mashup is a small mix that can be loaded into other mixes. So here's the export window. You can export your music to an MP3 file or a WAV file. For the Mixmeister lovers, we have split the mix in separate files where you can decide where you want to have the transition, the cut of the separate files. You can import them into iTunes and play them seamlessly. We even have for the Mixmeister veterans the export to a cue sheet if you still want to write to CD. Those are some basic things. We can export to video, landscape and portrait, from low resolution to high resolution. We can generate images for you, or you can mix with MP4 video files and export it to video as well. We can export it to your favorite DJ software. So if you just want to use us for ordering of the playlist and then export it back to your software, that's an option. For Rekordbox, we have some more options. We can write in the Rekordbox database, and we can write hot cues in there and memory cues. So for the start of the transition window, the bass swap, and the end of the transition, we can put hot cues for you in those tracks. We can export it directly to your Mixcloud account if you want. We have a mobile app that's not activated for the customers, but I'm already one of the lucky people who has it. The app is in the store already. You can export it to Ableton if you say, hey, I've got my radio show workflow in there. Everything you do in DJ Studio, we can generate it as an Ableton project file. And for the backup, you can backup one project. It becomes one zipped bundle, and you can give it to friends or send it to our support if we need to look at the mix. I miss this a lot at Mixmeister, that I thought I had my Mixmeister and then the files were scattered over my disk and my project was not complete.
Gerald in the chat said, is this live or pre-recorded? Gerald, no, we are live, and we're hanging out with Sebren from DJ.Studio. Okay, Sebren, do me a favor, wipe the slate clean. We're going to start over again, but I want to challenge you with a couple of things here. We're going to do some wordplay. re-drum challenges. I thought about two songs that share commonalities. I thought about Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Can you do something with that? And then can you also do something with Disco Inferno, 50 Cent? I challenged him with this earlier, and he was literally just flying on a plane earlier and put this together, I would imagine VIP style. But let's see what he came up with.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some wordplay redrums and just knock it out of the park, I hope.
Is it okay that I show the mashup options for DJ Studio? I did this basic transition, so I will go to the redrumming.
Let's do it.
But first, if you have a look at this transition, what I did, at first I did it over here, and you heard that we had a vocal clash. And that I needed other options. And we do have stem separation in DJ Studio. This is pretty cool. If you press this button, we will show the individual stems in this transition window. Now, let me switch off the EQ things that I did. And let's create some space in here. And now you see I Just Want to Lose Your Love over here is clashing with this vocal in here. So if I move it like this, you see the vocal. So what you can do with these stems, you can grab them individually, or if you grab it on the other side, you can do a swap on these stems. So for me, I'd like to get rid of this one, and I Just Want to Lose Your Love. And I can remove the bass in here. I don't need this melody at all. And now so you see, it's really fun playing with stems. Of course, you already can do it live on the decks. You have to do it live, and you have to do it right at once. In the studio software, you have more options. So I can open a sample lane, and I could grab this vocal in here by pressing my Option key. I can drag the vocal over here. It's a view on the voice in here. Let's have a listen. So maybe it's nice that she sings this at the end of the transition. Let's go over here. And now I run into a vocal clash again. We have a really cool feature for the stems. We have a mute stem in the main track. And when I select this one, you see the vocal over here is muted. And now it sounds. And you see the original vocal is muted. And that's giving, yeah, lots of options. Let's see, there's a nice vocal in here. I can copy this block as a sample, but I can also copy parts of it and split the stems. So I can grab this vocal in here, and let's use this vocal to introduce the transition that is coming in here. And go away, Murder on the Dance Floor. Or maybe in this break is even better. And since we are always aligned on a beat is the smallest part that we have in DJ Studio. But this vocal that we extracted, this vocal, if you zoom in, you see these yellow markers. This is the beat grid. And we have the original beat grid from the beats of the track. So the vocals are always gridded correctly. And that's important. So you could manually move this grid, but I don't touch it so that I'm sure that it is good timed in here. So this is making a mashup with DJ Studio. It's really fun since you can grab the drums in here and have the drums, and you can repeat the drums, and it's easy. It's playing with music. So that's my mashup part, Aaron. And now I'll jump to your redrumming question. So you wanted some old tracks.
Yeah, we're looking for some word plays. I want to get some songs that just aren't meant to be together. Let's see if the software is up for the challenge.
No. Yeah, okay. So I have some tracks from the 70s. Let's see, Disco Inferno. That's 70s, if I'm correct. Disco Inferno. 50 Cent had the same track name. It's nice. We've got Madonna from the 80s, Whitney Houston from the 90s, and I've got some 2020 tracks. Disco Inferno. So here you see the timeline, and you see a straight line. That's the tempo of the track. So and you see, we keep the key, we repitch the music. So you can touch the tempo. What's important on this track, if it would have a fixed beat grid, and I switch on the metronome, you see, it's recorded live. So the grid is not fixed. So you see in here, if you zoom in and you keep the cursor key pressed, you see the music is drifting left and right. Well, if we switch to an AI beat grid, now you see that the AI is correct and that the beat markers go to the left and the right, but they're always in the right spot. That means that we can align it with modern music. And that's interesting. So let's have a look over here at 50 Cents. Something completely different. Let me grab this vocal. I'll copy the vocal and bring it to Disco Inferno. And yes, and bring it in here. Let's see. Okay, this is the hip hop version. Switch off the original vocal. So now I'm muting the original vocal. And this is so cool. You see, it's like an X-ray going over the original music. So you know exactly where you mute. And if I would split it in here and move it like this, so it's really easy. Making even wordplay.
What's fascinating to me is you took a song that didn't really have the beat grid completely aligned, like some electronic music now made on well, Ableton, for example, but this is drummers, and you're seeing the waveforms at the very bottom, the orange line there. Those are drum patterns, correct? Like actual abnormalities, correct?
This is the swing in the music, so
Yeah.
its tempo is going up or the tempo is going down.
So it's like your beat grid is just snapping to it effortlessly.
Yes. Yeah. So this beat gridded vocal, we put it on this flexible beat grid. Here, have a look. Over here, I have some nice melodic techno, and let's grab some drums in here. Copy the drums. I don't need so much, by the way, and this is an audio clip, so you can so this is the drums. You can repeat it easily with this icon. So this sounds good. And over here we have Madonna. I've got her already on AI beat gridding. And when we put these new drums in here, you will hear that we drum correctly with Madonna. And of course, you can mute the original stem. And the original stem in this case is the drum. So now it sounds.
This explains why we're hearing so many tech house remixes lately.
Yeah, well, it's
so good,
it's so easy.
So good.
Yeah. But of course, I can also grab the vocal from Madonna, and that's also recorded in the studio. And this vocal, I can put it on this perfectly produced music. And sample lane, have a listen. So you can go in two directions. When you have old music, you can grab the vocals, put it on a modern track, or you can grab the modern drums and put them on an old track. Or you can make a remix. Here I've got Whitney Houston, and let's see, copy this vocal, and there's a little woo where she starts with. Let's see where it is. Yes, I love that part. And over here. And I want to dance with somebody over here. And extend it over here. So you see it's an audio clip. It's referencing the original. I want to dance with somebody. Yes. So last one, Sam Veld, also a Dutch guy. He made a remix of Dance with Somebody. More up-tempo. He played with the key. And a modern beat in here. Well, I can simply grab Whitney's original vocal, and let's put it on the music over here. And of course, this is a little bit too high. Where's my whoa? I love the whoa. This track is in 12B, and if I go to the vocal of Whitney, let's lower this one down. You see the pitch is now 12B. And it's sounding perfectly in here. Let's give her a bit compression and a bit more gain. So if you look at the track over here, and let's put the original vocal and let them sing together. Oh, over here.
Whoa. Whoa.
Cool, eh? Yeah. And
Whoa.
if you let's sing them Command E. Let's split a few in here and let him sing first together, and this one not, and this one mute, and then they sing together again.
No doubt. Wow.
Well, this is what I do every night. I play with
on a boat, no less.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
so cool.
Sebren, we're getting inundated with questions. Put about another minute of polish on this. Put the final touches on this. Then we're going to go to Dominic, who's going to take over the chat in a minute. But show us final bells and whistles.
Yeah, well, I think I showed you everything. It is
I mean, Whitney's a high note, if you ask me. Whitney's a great finale. Would you say, audience, one in the chat? One in the chat? Give it up, y'all. Give it up.
The chat is going crazy.
Nice
and,
work.
Don't worry, Ragoza is coming up here shortly. He's going to show you how to take it to even a further level, where you can actually see a very accomplished, editor, mega mix producer, somebody who's had hundreds of thousands of listens. He's going to show you what he's doing with DJ Studio to make those mega mixes, how it's going to save him hundreds of hours this year, maybe thousands of hours. And yeah, so we're going to keep nerding out here, but I wanted to quickly just show you guys. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think so far? Check this out. Check out all this. I grabbed some live feedback from the chat.
Cool.
Yeah, Oza says, this is amazing. Peter says, take my money now. Carla says, this is crazy. Lionel says, that's awesome. And this guy says, so basically you can do anything on this app that you can think of, if you can think of it. So listen, guys, we're going to be doing some Q&A here shortly. We're also going to be having Ragoza come in and do an advanced tutorial. But Peter says, take my money now. So we want to give you guys, those who have attended, we know it's getting late for some of you. We do want to give you an irresistible deal. And then we're going to do some quick Q&A with Sebren while he's still alive in the brain. And then we're going to let them go. And then Ragoza's so going to take over and we're going even deeper. Yeah, so we appreciate you guys. So is it okay if we give you guys a special offer to get started with DJ Studio as a thank you for being here tonight? One's in the chat if that's okay. One's in the chat if that's okay. Bomb emojis if you're excited to start creating some crazy stuff. Aaron, are we getting ones? Yeah, of course we are. Okay.
Raining ones, as always.
So here's what you guys are going to get. Tonight, you're going to get the DJ Studio software, which is a $997 value at least. The AI beat gridding, $497 value. The stem separation technology, which Ragoza is going to show you even further and even more, $497 value. The Spotify integration, the beat source and beatport integrations. Some of you guys are asking, how do I learn more about this? Like after this workshop, they have a whole entire academy and tutorial videos right inside the app, which is super cool, as well as on their YouTube channel. And you're even going to get direct support and get help from the CEO and Fleur. These guys created the software. They're the ones that majorly handle the support tickets. So the total value of this software, we place it around $31.79, but you're not going to pay that tonight. You're not going to pay $2,500, $1,500, $1,000, not even $500. You guys are going to lose your shit. Okay. Listen to me. The special offer for tonight, you guys can get a one-time license. This means you only pay once. For you guys who hate recurring payments, a one-time license for everything that you just saw for $199. Who is this for? This is for the radio show DJ who wants to create more mixed shows faster. This is for the professional DJ and producer who's ready to create their own edits, mashups, and content. It's for the bedroom DJ just starting out who wants to get inspired and start creating their own mixes. It's for the wedding DJ who wants to build out custom cocktail and dinner mixes for, hey, everyone needs it sometimes, for bathroom breaks, right? You guys can actually create that ahead of the wedding and go ahead and play that for a cocktail hour, a dinner mix, whatever, right? As you need it. So what do DJs say? I don't know. Let's talk to some credible DJs. I don't know. Let's maybe refer to Loud Luxury. You may have heard of them.
What?
They say as an artist that runs a radio show, guest mixes, and spends endless amounts of time preparing our sets, we cannot stress how much time using DJ Studio has saved us. This is a game changer. Let's talk to some other people. I don't know, maybe DJ Carlo, a Red Bull 3-style freaking champion. He says, for DJs, this app is insane. You can literally make mixes of your playlist regardless of what DJ software you use. If you're a DJ who has 500 songs to mix for a radio show or wedding, just fire up this app and let it do the heavy lifting for you. In seconds, you'll have a perfectly ordered mix featuring smooth and seamless transitions. Let's talk to Mr. Wired Up. What does Mr. Wired Up think? He's been on our hackathons in the past. This guy has over 450,000 followers on Instagram, 1.2 million followers on TikTok. He's also a wedding DJ company owner. Putting out his mashups has absolutely changed the game for his business. And this is what he says after seeing DJ Studio just 2 weeks ago at DJ Expo.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Mr. Wired Up. We're here at DJX 2024, and I gotta say, I've been here for about 15 years, every single year I come. And the talk of the town is always some piece of hardware, and I gotta be honest, this year, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be DJ Studio. Everybody's ranting and raving about it. I actually got to see it firsthand done in a seminar, and I can't wait for every other DJ to see how simple this is. I come from like an Ableton background, and so the technical things that Ableton can do, this can also do, but can do simplistically. So if you don't have like the IQ of a producer, right? And you have the IQ of a DJ, where you know that you want to add a riser in, or you want to drop these bass lines out, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, you can do this very, very simply. And everything snaps to the grid. And it does like all of the heavy lifting for you. So like, am I a fan? Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Mr. Wired Up.
Very Mr. Wired Up kind of way. Now, some of you guys in the chat, I see a couple of you guys. Isn't this cheating? Isn't this going to like mess up DJing? Well, I want to show you a testimonial from this next gentleman. His name is Padre Bliss. He actually saw DJ Studio at the International Music Summit in Ibiza, which is specifically for producers. And here's what he said.
Hey guys, this is Padre Bless here. I'm a DJ and a producer. And my first impressions is like, oh man, another tool that's going to take away the DJing. But after actually like learning about it, I'm like, this is gonna make putting out the content a lot quicker, so I can focus on the actual production of my music, because I want to keep up with the releasing a mix every week and like having like a radio show or a podcast or something like this. But you know, it takes a lot of time to go perform it, and then you know, it's like I want to focus on actual producing my own music. So this is a very helpful tool, and that's my first impression, is that I'm going to be able to use this to dish out content, my mixes with my tracks in Rekordbox, and have it mixed in key and everything, and then focus on my music production. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Or focus on your wedding business or whatever, right? We live in a very content hungry world, right? So this is a tool that you can use to make that content and do it quickly with your own touches.
Hey guys, this is
Remember, you know, it's $169, okay? I know for some of you right now, maybe that's tough, right? But just remember, money replenishes, but time does not. We can always make more money. We cannot make more time. DJ Lumberjack here says, remember the days when recording a mix was a tedious task and a single mistake meant starting over? Well, those days are gone thanks to DJ Studio. You don't have to waste time re-recording the mix because it wasn't just right or just perfect. If you've tried it, you've been there, it's painful. Those days are over. And what does the chat say? We actually have some, I just did some quick screen grabs. Dennis says, DJ Studio, he's in the Zoom right now. DJ Studio has taken the best qualities of Mixmeister, Ableton, and blended them together for a DJ-friendly platform that continues to evolve. Frederick says, I've tested all of them. There is nothing above DJ Studio. Nothing! Exclamation mark. He's waking up his wife, screaming from the rooftop. There's nothing better. Daryl says he's been using it for 4 weeks and it is fire. Patricia says, I've already mixing with DJ Studio, and it is just what I've been searching for since Mixmeister's death a few years ago. DJ Studio has gave me back that flame that I had lost for several years and lost it. So just imagine you're able to create all of your ideas at light speed. Imagine using DJ Studio to create a viral mashup and rack up tons of follows on social media. Imagine using DJ Studio and saving yourself hundreds of hours making mixes that are fun instead of giving up because of tech frustrations. imagine, who knows, Lil Jon throws down one of your edits or mashups at a show in Vegas and gives you a shout out. I mean, come on, that's the Super Bowl trophy. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, if you guys don't like it, if it's too confusing, if it's just not working out for you, there is a 14-day money-back guarantee. But they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of good reviews on their website. So if you still don't believe me, go read the reviews or just wait around for DJ Ragoza. He's going to show you exactly how he's using it.